Hi guys, we are back in Dubai for another solid video. So today we're talking about a super important topic, and if you don't know this, you're probably never really going to hit 10k 20k month in record time, because no one gives a f if you hit 10k month in 2 years. Everyone cares if you hit it in like the first 2 months, right? I went from 0 to 10k in 3 months, 0 to 30k in 5 months, and there's lots of things I did in that area to help me scale very fast. And I'll actually tell you guys a very quick story. The only reason I'm making this video in the first place is I was actually at a networking dinner last night. I'm trying to go on one every single night that I'm here. And I was actually talking to a multimillionaire, but I was also talking to another guy, and he was asking us a few questions. And the question he asked me was, Eric, if you had to restart from zero, what would be the one thing that you would change if you had to restart, which would help you speed up progress way more? I thought for quite a while, and I told him a certain thing, which I'm going to tell you guys later on in the video. I also told him a few other things, right? I told him multiple points, and also the multimillionaire told him multiple points as well. And I'm also asked, the only reason I'm bringing this up, because I've also asked multiple other agency owners as well who are doing multi-seven figures a year, the main thing that they would do at the start, which would help them scale much more faster. So I'm actually going to tell you guys the secrets, because literally just leaking down information from multimillionaires to you guys, to the audience, right? Because I want you guys to succeed very fast, right? No one cares if you hit 10k a month in a year or two. Like, it only matters if you do it very fast, right? That's the only reason people care about you, which is kind of a bit shallow, but this is kind of how the agency game works. You guys could do this too, right? Just over a year ago, I was at $0 a month. You guys know the exact same story. I dropped the university, went all in, did nightmare mode, started networking, started traveling, and now we're in Dubai, right? The first thing that I said is, or actually the first thing that I've asked other people, for example, other guys who were doing multi-seven figures here in the agency game, who've been in the game for a while, right? The one thing that they said would be to review your own sales calls. Now, this might seem like a kind of a basic answer, but it's actually very important, because once you review your own sales calls, you're gonna pick up on stuff that you consciously wouldn't pick up on during the actual sales call, right? Because I've had it multiple times where I thought I was absolutely killing it. I thought I was sounding so good, and I was just, oh, I'm definitely gonna close this guy, and then obviously didn't close. And I'm like, why did that not happen? And then I listen back and I just sound like a complete tool. Like, it was actually super bad. Like, you guys will not really realize this, but you'll pick up on so many things, and it will help you close at a way higher rate. Therefore, essentially, let's say it even doubles your closing rate, or let's just say 1.5x your closing rate, right? You're gonna hit 10k a month 1.5x sooner, right? It's very important. Because I'll actually tell you guys a very quick story. This also does apply to cold calling as well, right? Because, for example, I was actually talking to one of my other mentees, like, this was like a while ago. This was like almost a year ago when I was coaching just on the side. And he said, Eric, what's going on? I cold called 100 people today. I didn't book in any meetings, right? And I'm like, okay, listen back to your own cold call recordings and literally tell me how you sound, right? And he said, okay, I sound drunk. Like, I do not sound convicted at all. I sound super lazy. Like, I have no energy. And then literally the next day, he booked in 10 meetings by calling 100 numbers, right? Didn't change the script, didn't change anything. The only thing he changed was just how he sounded, right? Very important for you guys to do this, because if Ayman Ghazi calls you up, or a homeless guy calls you up, the chance of you closing the homeless guy is absolutely zero, and the chance of you closing Ayman Ghazi is very high, right? Because he's personally calling you, and it's all about the positioning, right? His confidence, his status, all about the positioning. There's lots of other things you could do before the call to increase your status as well. For example, sending them content before the call, increasing your brand, increasing your status, increasing your position, right? Getting on podcasts with business owners in your niche is a great example. For example, if you're in real estate, you could, call a bunch of real estate agents in your whole city, get on podcasts with them. The top guys doing multiple deals a month, multi-seven figures a year in commissions. Like, that's going to build your status so much more. And it's all about positioning, right? I'm kind of going off a side tangent here, but this is very applicable. And now the next thing that I actually changed to help me progress way more faster. And also, I feel like a lot of guys make this mistake so much, because I've talked to a lot of agency owners, and they say this one thing where it's like, oh, I don't want to start ads yet because I want to wait on that 10, 20k a month. But no. So starting ads, you could literally do this when you're at even $0 a month, right? I probably wouldn't say zero, because the only reason to actually, when it's kind of ready to start ads, is when there's a profitability factor, right? When you could start even hitting like as low as like a 2x ROAS, like, that's definitely worth it. Now, obviously, you want to be hitting ideally like 10x, 20x ROAS. That's exactly what my mentees are doing. Even some of the guys are doing like 50x ROAS, so they spend $1 and make $50 back. That's actually very important. So make sure that your closing rate, of course, is good. Make sure it's at least 10%. Like, that's the bare minimum, right? Ideally, want to close in at like 20, 25%. One of my top mentees, he's actually 17. He's closing at like 74%, right? It's absolutely insane. He's actually gonna do like 70k a month in April, and he was only at 5k a month a few months ago, right? So I'm scaling up very fast. But anyways, besides that, the main reason we're scaling is because of ads. Also, the main reason I scaled Joseph from 0 to 30k a month in 60 days was also because of ads, right? You only have to spend like $30 a day. That's a starting base. Just start off with $30 a day. Very cheap. You don't have to go over the top. A lot of guys will think you have to spend like 3k a month. It's actually, you could literally spend like even $30 a day. That's literally like a dinner, right? It's like a third of a dinner in Dubai, but at least for you guys who are living everywhere else, it's like pretty cheap, right? Because let's say you're even getting like $20 per meeting, right? Which is still kind of hard to do. I'm getting $5 per call with Joseph, but also, by the way, Joe actually just bought himself a Tesla at 19. Just want to kind of mention that. But like, you could literally, okay, let's just say, okay, let's just scrap everything. Let's just say $30 per book call, you're spending $30 a day, right? One book call per day. Let's say even 50% show up rate, so let's say 15 meetings, which is still pretty high show up rate. And out of those 15 meetings, let's say that you close even 2, right? That's so doable, right? That's literally just above a 10% close rate, like anywhere from like a 10 to 15% close rate. Let's say you close 2 clients, right? Okay, you just spent $900 to close 2 clients. Those 2 clients will be paying you $2K per month, right? So you're making $4K per month reoccurring after you just spent $900, right? And also on top of this, most of the time you'll close clients early on in the month, as in since you start ads, so you'll ROI very fast. So if I were you guys, I would start ads very fast. Now obviously you guys need to know what you're doing because you could spend a lot of money. So I would obviously suggest getting a mentor or kind of paying someone for consulting, launch your ads, but you'll get lost in the track. The main thing you want to do is have a mentor. And this actually leads to my next point, which is obviously having a mentor, right? This is the most important thing I want you guys to take away from this video, right? Because I was actually talking to the other guy, and he was saying that it took him years to get to where he is now. And if he had a mentor, it would have progressed him like literally like 5x the time faster, right? It's so important. And that's the one thing that I made the best decision ever part of my journey ever, right? Probably even better than traveling, to be honest, right? Because having a mentor will literally just show you everything you need to do. Of course, they're so outdated. Like the methods don't really work. A mentor will know all the up-to-date stuff just based off because they're obviously doing the things. They have a network. They know all the top methods to actually help you scale very fast, right? That's exactly what I've been doing for all my other mentees, right? I help them scale from 1K month to 10K month in 13 days after being in a course for an entire 12 months, right? Absolutely insane. This is why you guys need a mentor, right? Similar to Joseph, right? Joe was in a course for an entire 6 months, only was at a few grand a month, and then I literally took him, we started a new niche, took him from 0 to 30K a month in 60 days, right? The only reason he was able to do that is because he had a mentor, right? Similar to even Sam or Will, these guys were also in a course for a while, only making a few grand a month. Solved a niche, went from 0 to 38K a month in 90 days, right? Very important, but I'm just saying that's something you guys need to do because I've talked to a lot of guys, and that's something they massive regret. Because now they have mentors that are progressing way more fast, right? Right, even now I have mentors, right? I probably consider Charlie Morgan a mentor, I probably consider William Brown a mentor, I probably consider a bunch of other YouTubers a mentor, right? Because I'm trying to learn from the best, and the only way to do that is to get access to their information, right? Their thoughts, their beliefs, their actions, absolutely everything that they're doing. And that will progress you so much faster. So if you guys do want me to mention you, just DM me on Instagram at Eric, and I'll show you guys the way absolutely change your life so you can move out to Dubai. I've actually got a few mentees who are moving to Dubai, getting all the companies set up here in the next few weeks. So now the next thing that actually major the regret with, if I did sooner, I would have progressed way more faster, is literally hiring people sooner. So what I mean by this, don't hire at 0, right? I probably wouldn't hire at 0. I only hire after making a few grand a month, right? So for example, I wish I hired cold callers way earlier, right? Because this is essentially going to triple or even quadruple your output. It really depends on how many cold callers you hire. But for example, if you hire even like, 5, then you're literally just quintupling your output, right? You're having the power of 5 people instead of 1. It's so important. Because if I did this earlier, I would have progressed way faster, and obviously would have hit 30K a month way earlier. Because I did it in only 5 months, which is kind of slow to be honest, thinking back now. But like that's the main thing. Also hiring virtual assistants to offload certain tasks, like even service delivery or onboarding or any sort of task like that. It's very important you guys do this. But before you hire, you need to actually be good at what you do first, because every single time that you hire, that person is going to do a worse job than you. Now, this obviously depends on the kind of role. Obviously, if it's like an absolute goated sales rep, like one of those like tanks who are just like insane at sales, you guys probably know who I'm talking about. You guys will just know the type of people. Those guys are very good hirer. Now, I probably wouldn't hire sales at like under like 30K a month. It really depends on how many meetings are coming in, but like you guys need to hire cold callers or virtual assistants or certain tasks that you could automate early on, because your time is worth more than their time, therefore you profit, right? If your time's worth more than $3 an hour virtual assistant and you're just doing this exact same tasks, that's the exact moment you guys want to outsource, right? Now, the next thing that I actually regret doing earlier on is actually having a different offer than everyone else in the market, right? This might sound pretty obvious, but a lot of guys will just copy and paste an agency, and yes, you could obviously scale to 10K, 30K a month. But if you really want to outstand and beat all your competitors, you have to offer something different. Now, obviously, your paradigm is going to be pretty shallow and you don't really understand what to even offer at the start. I would honestly, at the start, probably just copy other people just to get at least into the market, into the game. Now, after you do this, I want you to start differentiating yourself by doing even database reactivation, Google review campaigns, or even offering Google ads instead of Facebook ads, right? For example, in real estate, Facebook ads are completely ass, right? They just do not work in North American markets almost 99% of the time. Compared to Google ads, they work very well, right? For example, one of our mentees, he literally just made 9K in a single month just from one client because he's on commission with them, right? That's so powerful, just because he is a very good service delivery, and also because he differentiated himself from the market and offering other stuff, right? This is also going to increase your close rate as well, because you're going to sound different. This is the main key point here, right? You're going to actually increase your close rate and also increase your show up rate as well, right? You're going to sound different because everyone else who's, giving the cold call, oh, I'm going to pitch you Facebook ads, like they do not want that, right? You guys need to actually sell a different offer. This is super important. Now, the next thing is also, this is also a massive thing that I actually asked the other guys that they actually massively regretted, was not using the name media in your business name, right? Or any sort of marketing or digital. Do not use that. I want you guys to label yourself as growth partners, right? Do not use an agency. Don't use media. Don't use any of that shit. Like, that's such a red flag for someone to hear that, just because the agency's reputation is so bad right now. So I actually asked someone, they said that's something that they would change early on, just because they actually lost quite a lot of deals and even booked meetings and a bunch of other stuff just because of that, right? It's a very tiny point, but like, it actually makes a huge difference. Now, the next thing that the multimillionaire mentioned was actually he regrets not going all in sooner, right? So when you're first starting out, you guys might be going half-assed at this. This is not something you guys want to be doing. You guys need to be going fully all in. Just go absolutely crazy. Go into nightmare mode. Do not talk to anyone for 3 months. Break up with your girlfriend. Okay, maybe don't do that, but like, that's actually what I did. But like, you guys want to just isolate from everyone. Don't see any of your old friends. Kill off the old version of yourself. This is so important. This stage is mandatory, right? If you guys, you obviously can't start traveling right away with other agency owners, but the whole point of the nightmare mode is to kill off the old version of yourself, right? That's the main thing he said he regretted. He wished he did that earlier, right? Because when you're first starting out, you have to kill off the old version of yourself. Otherwise, it's going to keep on bringing you down, right? I've talked to a lot of agency owners, and that's the main thing that they say, like, oh, it feels like my old self is bringing me down. I'm like, okay, you need to go into a deeper nightmare mode, right? You need to isolate harder. You need to use more affirmations, use more visualizations, change your self-image and absolutely everything about yourself, right? Kill off the old version of yourself. This is the biggest thing I would say, because when you're hitting 10K a month, you don't achieve that, right? You achieve the self who would hit 10K a month, therefore you hit 10K a month. It's not the other way around, right? You have to change your self-image first in order to do that, right? So do this through affirmations, visualizations, talking to the right people, not talking to old friends, not talking to old family members, like, just only do new things, right? Change your environment, change absolutely everything about your life. And if you don't do this, it's gonna be super hard to progress faster. And also, quick story time, I was actually talking to this other guy named Chris Langton. I actually connected him with one of my other mentees, and they're actually going traveling right now with actually a bunch of my other mentees as well. We've got I think 6 or 7 guys. They're all going to split a villa, all the mentees together, and a few other guys in the network that I also connected with them with. But the main thing that I'm going to bring this point up about was he literally asked me, should I start traveling now? I actually talked about this in my other video, but that's the one thing that he said he regretted massively, was just not traveling earlier on, right? Because now he literally went, I think it was 12 months in his journey, he was all making 5-6K a month. And then he literally shot up to 15K a month within the first few weeks of traveling with my mentee, right? So that's very important. That something he regretted was just not traveling earlier on, because now he literally just missed out on so much money of opportunity costs by not being at 10K a month or even 20K a month, right? The big thing is the ignorance tax, right? That's also something a lot of people miss out on as well, especially with getting mentors or any sort of thing like that. Right, because let's just think about it, right? Let's say that you don't get a mentor, or you don't start traveling, don't start networking. You guys are missing out on millions of dollars a month just by not being there, because you lack the information to get there, right? Also, more importantly, the execution as well, which is why it's also important to have a mentor and also people around you keep you accountable, right? But you guys are losing hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, millions a month, billions of dollars a month, just because you don't know certain things, right? So literally start learning certain things and isolating those certain variables, isolating the information and learn it, and just scale, right? It's very simple, right? So start even getting into masterminds, getting mentors. You could obviously join courses, but you're not really going to progress as fast, right? I've seen a lot of guys, the success rate of courses is probably 5%. It's 10% maybe, very low. But with mentors, it's pretty much 100%. If you actually do the work. But that's the biggest thing, which I can't take back. So the whole point is you have to go fully all in on this. Don't do anything else aside. Don't get shiny object syndrome. Just go fully all in, and you will win, right? You'll make it out to Dubai. I promise you guys, I know you guys are watching this right now. You probably want to be in Dubai right now. And I'm telling you guys could do this too, right? Just over a year ago, I was at $0 a month. You guys know the exact same story. I dropped the university, went all in, did nightmare mode, started networking, started traveling, and now we're in Dubai, right? Absolutely insane stuff going on here. Networking with actually billionaires soon, which is pretty sick. Might get some oil trades going, we'll see. But start making 200K a month passively per deal, which is pretty sick. But the chance of them coming through is actually pretty low. Now, obviously, if you guys do want me to mentor you, this is very important. If you guys want to actually progress, make it out to Dubai. As a super guru, but honestly, it's so important to have mentors, because they will literally tell you absolutely everything you need to do and absolutely everything you need to know in order to scale to these record numbers in super fast time, right? For example, with Chris, literally took him from 5K a month to 25K a month in 30 days. Now he's on his way to do 70K a month in April, and he's 17 years old, right? It's absolutely insane. Dropped out of high school, moved into Miami. Also, Sam and Will, they dropped out of uni, and now they're actually going to get it set up in Dubai or Cyprus. We're going to see. And they're doing about 40K a month right now. I've scaled from 0 to 38K a month in 90 days. Same as Joe, 0 to 30K a month in 60 days. Moving to Dubai soon, all this stuff, right? And all these guys would not be here if they didn't have me as a mentor, right? So if you guys want me to mentor you, DM me on Instagram at Eric, and I will bring you guys out to Dubai. I'm actually going to do a client meetup in Greece. We're actually going to have like 20 or 30 mentees out there. It's going to be a pretty sick time. But honestly, guys, I know you guys will make it. Just keep on going. If you guys watch this right now, I know sometimes it'll be very hard to think that it's actually going to work, but it will work, right? Just do not quit. The only way to lose is to quit, right? You automatically win if you just don't give up. That's all I'll say, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you guys. Take care.